Hi, welcome back. I'm Susan Guttridge, and I'm so happy to have you here for the first lesson in our depression care series. Let's begin with a deep breath together, just to separate the space from what you were doing before this and to more fully arrive in this moment. And as you let that breath be there, just scan through your body, do kind of a mindful check-in. Notice, how is your body feeling? Are you holding tension anywhere? Are you bracing yourself anywhere? And just as you keep that breath slow and deep, notice if you can soften any of those areas, even just by 1 or 2%. All right, keeping your breath slow and deep, I'll get us started with today's lesson. When we're heading out in the rain, we often use an umbrella to shield ourselves from getting wet. In the weather analogy of depression from lesson 1, the umbrella represents seeking support. Doing so can provide some symptom relief and even forms the first line of defense against the overwhelming downpour of depression symptoms. In this lesson, I am going to reference only the term seeking help because what that looks like for each individual might be very different. So some examples might be attending counseling, calling a crisis line, talking to a doctor for a medication or supplements. You might take a self-paced program like this one. You might take a nutritional approach. There are so many different forms that seeking help can take. What works for each individual is unique, and not everyone is interested in taking medication. So that's why I call this the first line of defense, seeking help, and it includes all of the above as appropriate for your unique life, your brain, and your body. Okay, with that disclaimer out of the way, let's carry on. Taking the first step towards asking for help can be incredibly difficult, and yet once you do, there is so often a profound sense of relief, like a huge weight off your shoulders. You've said it. It's no longer a secret. It's no longer your burden to bear alone. Seeking help is so important for gathering guidance in normalizing, navigating, and reducing symptoms. You don't have to suffer alone. Once you put it out there that you're struggling and release that initial fear or hesitation in talking about it, you can more fully grasp our shared humanity, that knowledge that every single one of us struggles. We are not alone in our struggle. Whatever modality of seeking help you choose, here's the thing. You've got to follow through and stick with it. Just as you keep your umbrella up during the pouring rain, you don't take it down mid rainstorm, you keep it in place. So too do we need to keep our help-seeking behavior in place. Psychologist and author Jordan Peterson talks about treating yourself like someone you are responsible for helping. And I so appreciate that wording. If someone we love is struggling, we encourage them, we assist them to seek help, to follow through with their wellness practices. And yet, all too often, we neglect our own care and wellness practices and routines. Our umbrella, also referred to as seeking help, is a form of self-care, and it's a crucial aspect for maintaining our mental and physical health. And it works best when we keep doing it over time. That's how these practices lead to changes in symptom reduction and end up improving our feelings of well-being. Now, if you have been out in a rainstorm and you have had to hold up an umbrella, this is me holding up an umbrella. Holding up an umbrella in a storm takes our whole hand to grasp the handle of the umbrella. So in our weather metaphor, let's link the following elements to each of our fingers and thumb. There are 5 elements to hold up our seeking help activity and any resulting treatment plan. So, number 1, it's going to take commitment. Just as we would ensure a loved one receives necessary care, we must adopt the same approach for ourselves. So, this involves making a conscious effort to prioritize and commit to our self care routines. Which brings us to number 2, routine. Building a routine around your self-care practice can help make it a regular part of your life. So, for example, this might be creating yourself a reminder to take your medication or supplements, attend counseling sessions, prep meals for healthy eating, and so forth, whichever you choose. Put a routine around it. Consistency will help turn these actions into habits and make them so much easier to stick with over time. Number 3 is create accountability. You can be accountable for yourself by setting these items as goals on a page and checking them off daily, or perhaps you require a bit more support than that. You know yourself best, so make sure you're setting yourself up for success. Let somebody in your life know what you are trying to do and that perhaps you've been having a little bit of trouble with it. Brainstorm ways that you can check in with each other so that you can feel supported and encouraged, and so that you can ultimately stay accountable with your follow through. The next one is track your progress. It's okay to write down how you're feeling, the things you are doing for your self care for symptom reduction. It's by tracking and reflecting on what you're doing in regards to using your umbrella to stay dry. You'll be more able to notice improvements no matter how small. And it's these baby steps forward that serve to bolster motivation and reinforce the benefits of your actions. We actually don't arrive at change in one giant leap forward. It's the accumulation of all these tiny steps. So track them so that you can better notice your progress. And number 5 is self-compassion. Be kind to yourself during this journey. Self-compassion involves treating yourself with the same care and understanding that you would offer a dear friend. When you stumble or face setbacks, remind yourself that everyone struggles and that it's okay to seek help or adjust your approach. Self-compassion helps to foster resilience and a positive outlook, making it easier to maintain your self-care practices over time. And yes, when somebody is in the throes of depression, it's very hard to bring that self-compassion toward self, which is why you're here getting all the scaffolding you need to make it a little bit more of a possibility to bring that self-compassion towards yourself. All right, let's pause here and check in. If it's okay, take a moment to take a breath in. When it feels right for you, exhale out. And anchor by looking at your hand. Your hand can be a reminder of those 5 ways to keep your umbrella in place: commitment, routine, accountability, tracking progress, self-compassion. Consider how seeking help looks in your life and how these 5 elements can bolster your success. I've got a handout for you that goes over all of this information, and I'll put the link in the description. So please do take a moment to grab that. There is so much when it comes to reducing symptoms. So let's move on to the next lesson. Drop me a line in the comments if you feel like it. Subscribe so that you don't miss any of the upcoming lessons. And if this content resonated with you, please like this video to help others find it. And thank you so much for being here and for listening.